Hello guys, and we are live once again, another episode here at MathPack. I hope that you are having a great day, and today I wanted so much to do this episode, and it was so hard to bring someone in the channel. I tried to convince more than one girl to come here, but it was quite difficult because majority of them, they don't talk English. So unfortunately, I couldn't bring any person else than kit.e.rides. It will be cool to put the two girls talking against each other and saying which wheels they like the most. But I have a very special guest, and like I said, kit.e.rides is going to join us. But before we start and before I bring my guest, I wanted just to remind you guys that we are going to give away a Cheyenne long sleeves protection. So during this live, don't forget, in a certain moment, I will ask you to tell me if you want to win this, and yeah, you'll be able to put yes, and I will talk a little bit more about this. But the final will be next week with a wrong way, that we are going to talk about protective gear and all those stuff, because it makes a lot of sense when we talk about the wrong way, because he likes so much to go as fast, as you all guys know. So let's give a warm welcome to kit.e.rides. How are you today, my love?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Can you present yourself to the people that is seeing us at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what to say. Hi, I'm kit.e.rides.
Where are you from?
Right now I'm in Louisiana.
Okay.
So, yep.
So my first question that I have for you, and obviously, guys, if you have any questions to Kitty, feel free to ask. And I hope to start seeing some comments jump in here. But I would like to know when you start using electric unicycles.
A little bit over a year ago.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And which one was your first unicycle, electric unicycle?
Okay, so the first one I bought was an Kingsong XL, 18XL.
Okay.
So yeah. But at the same time, I actually ended up learning on an InMotion V5.
Okay. And why
V8.
you?
Yeah, V8. Sorry.
And why you decided to jump for Kingsong in that time?
At that time, honestly, it's what my partner got, and I liked the way it's aesthetically looked.
Okay.
You know, that was, to be honest, and it got good specs, and it was a good durable wheel, and I know I'm a mess. And I knew it needed to have some durability behind it, because I was learning, and that.
You hit a lot with the wheel?
No, but when I bought it, I was like, well, you know, I might, so that's how I chose it.
Okay. And what you like more on the Kingsong compared to the InMotion V8? What you prefer in one? What you prefer in the other?
I don't know. I guess I like the size of the Kingsong a lot more, and it's definitely a bigger, heavier wheel. So that's the main thing.
Okay. And who presents you the electric unicycles? So how you discover them?
My partner was looking at them for a while, and he was like, the subway was probably, well, they're talking about it going out near where I was, so we were looking at alternate ways to get around.
And you was in New York, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
At that time?
Yes.
So he started before you?
Yeah, we bought them at the same time, but he was looking at them for way before then.
So you, in the end of the day, you start looking for electric unicycles because of your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying just to go slowly. If someone have any questions, otherwise my questions will finish. So I need the help of you guys if you have any questions for kit.e.rides. And electric unicycles is your main transport at the moment?
Yep. Yes, it is.
So you don't use any cars, nothing?
Well, no, I actually do have a car. It's my main other transportation besides that. It's my main PEV. So.
And in which way you use the electric unicycle? So for which moments you use the electric unicycle and you don't use your car?
Well, right now, when I was in New York, it was my main. It was going to work, it was going to the store, is everything. Now that I'm down in Louisiana and I'm in a more rural part, about half an hour out of the city, it's more just it's a fun, enjoyable activity now instead of a daily commute.
Okay. And so you prefer to use electric unicycles in Louisiana than in New York, or you miss the streets of New York and the group rides and everything?
Oh, I miss New York a lot, but I don't know. It's just two different types of rides, is what it is.
So what you like the most in Louisiana when you are riding your Kingston 18 XL, and what you miss the most when you was riding in New York? So
Well, in Louisiana, we've gotten the chance to explore some different areas and a lot of more, I guess, scenery and all that and trails. So that's cool. But in New York, you just the traffic and the adrenaline that comes with that. I do miss that a lot, and having a group to ride with.
so you didn't find any groups in Louisiana until now?
Not yet. Well, I did, and I sent them a DM on Instagram, and I'm still waiting to hear back. So,
Whoa, guys, if you are seeing
yeah.
this, you have to answer to kit.e.rides. It's not acceptable. You have
I
to
don't
bring
know.
women to the groups, otherwise we continue to be just a bunch of guys. We have here a question for you. What is your favorite wheel that you have tested until now?
Um, I actually haven't been on that many so far, so I just have to go with my King song because that's
It's the one that you've been
mhm.
just, but you had opportunity to ride other wheels like a Gotway Nicola or a MSP or whatever?
Not yet, but very soon. Very
Okay.
soon. I have yeah, let's just say that. Very soon.
So
It's gonna happen.
which wheel, if we can know?
Um, I'm gonna be trying a Tesla, probably gonna be definitely a Nikola, an MSP, and I have a Monster coming in 4 days
Oh,
now, I think. So
oh,
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. It's a very, very cool wheel. By the way, when we talk about Monster, obviously I'm going to jump here a bit, but I think it's a subject that will be interesting. Yesterday I was like on the group on WhatsApp from Brazil, and we after I started talking with one of the guys about this, and this is just an opinion, and I would like to know also a bit more about you, and what make you buy the Monster in this moment. But what is your thoughts about the new wheels of suspensions they are coming out? Um,
Ooh. Uh I'm interested. I'm interested. I'll be very interested in seeing what people have to say about them. And I don't know, that's all I really can say.
okay.
Until I just wait for the reviews to come in. I think it's a cool idea, but we'll see.
Okay, because my opinion, when I was talking with on the group, and we start talking a bit about the Monster, and I've been thinking that the Monster have lost a lot of the potential that he had 3 years ago, because obviously 3 years ago the wheels it was not as fast they can reach now. So the two big reasons why you was purchasing a Monster, it was obviously the stability and the range, and obviously that range is getting shorter compared to other
Mm-hmm.
wheels, if it makes sense. So before you had much more wheels with 14-inch, much more wheels just with 2.5 thickness of the tire, and now you have a lot of wheels with 3. You have the Nicola that can go even faster. Obviously you have wheels that are much more nimble, like the Kingston 16X, that is the most nimble wheel on the market at the moment. But what is your perspective of the Monster, because you just purchased one? If it's now is coming suspension to the market, so the comfort maybe of the Monster will not be anymore a selling point. So you'll stay just with a bit more range, like maybe 20 to 30 miles more. What do you think is going to happen to the Monster? Do you think that is going to lose that position of the most comfortable wheel on the market with the 22 inches?
It it might. It could. Um we'll see that. I don't know, because it seems like the specs, if I'm correct, the specs for the wheels with suspension are a little bit lower right now.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it still has the range over it, right?
Yeah, it will continue to have.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are talking about the S18 to have like maybe a battery pack to put on your backpack, that for me, if they do that option, it will be horrible. They've done that in the past with other wheels. But I don't think that is the way to go. I don't think that we need to do that anymore. And obviously now, if really is going to happen what we've been all talking about, that is coming a new mini monster with 20-inch with suspension, I believe, for what I heard already, that maybe the monster you slowly will start seeing disappearing, if it makes sense, because obviously the two main selling points of the monster is always being comfort and range. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they can push much harder in range with the 21700 cells because they have much more capacity. So that's why. When we talk about suspension, I would like to hear from you, from a girl. When you look to the S18, the V11, which one you'll choose? If you could choose one. So they are contacting you, King Song, and Emotion is saying to you, listen, kit.e.rides, I have here a wheel for you, but you can't ride the S18 or the V11. Which one do you choose?
The King Song. Just, I like the body. And
okay.
That's, yeah, I like the way it looks more.
Just,
that's
just
important
that?
to me too. Yeah, I mean, I have opinions about the other. It's not, no, I just, I would go with the King Song. So.
Okay. So in my case, besides the thing that we talked before, mm-hmm. So guys, if you'll be interested in, Monday is coming like a massive bomb on my channel. So you don't really want to miss that episode because it's related with the King Song 16X, and I'm going to say everything that is happening and how everything worked and how we start working together. So it's a massive thing because I've done live on my Facebook and I've been attacked by King Song. So it's coming out Monday. It's 14 minutes of video. I hope that it's not really annoying, but definitely don't miss that video. But just giving my quick opinion about the two, I think until we start seeing the videos now that kit.e.rides is doing with the suspension of the V11, I really felt that the suspension on the S18 was better. But I don't know, you saw the videos of kit.e.?
Mm-hmm.
It seems that the suspension is faster on the V11. It came back to the right position much faster than the S18. So in the beginning, for what I saw, it seems that the S18 was much more well prepared. And with the new video, you saw the video they put out today, that it was like in the woods and everything with the V11.
Today? No.
Yeah. Hello, Omidel. How are you, my friend? I hope that you are well. But basically, the video they put it, even people was like complaining because they didn't change the pressure on the tire going up in the stairs compared to the video of the S18 that King Song have put out going up in stairs. But if you see the slow motion of the S18 going up, the tire is really, really low. So obviously it goes much faster and it's much better going up on the stairs. But when I saw the video of the V11 today, is more a realistic situation because obviously you are not constantly going up in stairs. You have to go in normal streets. Maybe you go a bit off road, so you can be constantly readjusting the pressure on the suspension. So obviously also the S18 is going to be easier to adjust because you can just go on the top and change the pressure. And obviously with the V11 you need to feel it or to take out the air from the suspension. But I'm really curious to see the two. I'm supposed to test the two, so I'm supposed to have the S18 and the V11. So let's hope. But now the next wheel that I'm going to get on the channel, they have already sent to me in motion, is the V8F. So do you have tried the V8F or you never tried?
No, I haven't.
I'm curious because I never try a so small and so light electric unicycle in my life. So I always had like I tried already the Nikola Plus. I tried obviously the Z10, the Kingston 16X, and basically is that until now. Just those wheels that I tried. So also, unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to ride more wheels. And here where I live in Milton Keynes, I'm like you. Even if this is a big city, we don't have a lot of persons around. So I don't have a group ride here. So I've been trying to create a group ride. So if someone is from Milton Keynes and wants to go around, tell me, because I normally go around always alone. So yeah, we have here a few new questions. So here, for example, Tane is saying the V11 is so ugly. I have to admit, and I agree with you. The V11, if you put next to the S18, the S18 is really a sexy wheel, but for me, the S18 is going to be like a beautiful woman that just gives you problems, if it makes sense. So we will see. But I'm a bit concerned to all the exposure that you have on the S18. Where you have, for example, the suspension, you even have the cables exposed. So I don't know. And how it will be to clean that wheel when it's just an IP54? So it's even below the V11. And I don't like the fact that it's IP55 or IP54. It's always a concern that I have about obviously cleaning the wheel. So we have here a question for you. What is it? It's here. So James is asking you, do you like off-road riding?
I haven't actually done too much of it, but that's something that I look forward to be doing more in the future. But I have to say, I don't mind it from the experiences I've had so far. But
if you had to choose between riding off-road and in streets like New York, what you'll have to choose? You prefer to be lonely in a place where you can connect with your wheel, or you prefer to be in the middle of the traffic and concentrate in what is happening around you?
it depends on my mood. Completely.
Okay. Do we have here another question? Now it's from George. Does she or many female riders likes riding off-road? Or is the same question? Omideli was asking, how does she ride? So you can answer that. How do you ride? So I believe he's asking if you like to ride fast, slowly, aggressively, just.
I guess I don't know how to characterize how I ride so far. I guess I'm definitely more on the casual side, but I like a little speed now and then.
And I have a question for you, because obviously you said that I know that in New York people riding are like crazy in group rides. How is to go with them if you are in the more casual, and obviously riding King songs that we all know that they can't compete against Godway, that they go really, really fast. How is in the group rides? Because obviously I never had the opportunity to go in a group ride in New York, but Afez at least tell me that is crazy.
I have to say it makes you a better rider, is what it does. And it really, it pushes you, but in a good way. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, those rides that I've done with them, it's just riding the tilt back pretty consistently, but it's fun. I like it.
Then it was here coming back to the conversation of the suspensions. I have knees. Suspension is not necessary for me. Just keep those knees bent. Yeah, bro, that's true. But my knees, for example, after 1 year just using electric unicycles to commute, I already start to feel it. And I don't know your opinion in kit.e.rides, but for me, the suspension is the future to go even faster. So if you think about cars, motorbikes, everything have a suspension. You can't imagine a car without a suspension. So if we want, obviously, that the electric unicycles, they breach the barrier where we are, that is already really fast, 82 kilometers per hour, I believe that we need suspensions. What is your opinion?
That's actually a really good point you have, that other vehicles you can't imagine them without them. I didn't really thought of that, but it's true. Yeah, I think it's early on, but I think it is something that more and more wheels will have in the future. And I think they're only going to get better too.
What is your opinion? Obviously, I'm trying to put more questions here because you answer me really fast.
I'm sorry.
No problem, my love. The next question is basically, what is your thought about durability? So do you think that, for example, when we talk about e-scooters, we know that many persons that have moved from e-scooters to electric unicycles, they also have done the change, not just because of the speed, but many of them, they've done because of the durability. So when you have an e-scooter, because you are always closing and opening, everything starts moving around. What do you think? Do you think that the suspension in the long term is going to make our electric unicycles, besides to be obviously, since you purchase them, they are more expensive. Do you think that in the long term, we are going to spend more money on our electric unicycles to repair them or not?
I hadn't necessarily thought of that, but I guess it is like another moving part. So that's entirely possible.
Okay. And my next question for you is, who you think is faster, men's or women's?
That's a loaded question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess the fastest riders I know are men. So that's that.
Do you think that in the future we'll see more women's being as fast or faster than men's?
It could happen, but I don't necessarily think it's gonna be like a men versus women thing necessarily. So.
And who do you think that he rides better? I know that your husband came because we was talking about the questions before and said me. But I would like to know who you think that can ride better, men's or women's? Because obviously in the cars they're always like, men's drive better than women's. Women's, they said they drive better than men's. Who you think is going to be more conscious of what they are doing? Because obviously when we are riding electric unicycles, that is a very important thing, is to be conscious of what is happening around us.
Oh, just in general, I don't know. I believe that both categories, like anyone, there's going to be good people and bad people in both. So.
Okay. My next question that I have for you is, why we don't see more women's? Do you know why there are other girls that also ride electric unicycles, but why we don't see so many women's riding?
Yeah, I think we're just because this question has come up in like the Facebook groups and such before. And, other women have responded as well. And I think a big thing is that we're here, but we're not as public about it too. So, just think about the number of YouTube channels, but I think also things that have been brought up are just some sports naturally have more men than women, and that's I've heard different theories about it. Like,
what is your theory?
I don't know. I believe that in general, I've read scientific papers and stuff that say that women tend to take less risks. And riding an electric unicycle is obviously a riskier hobby to have. So going by that measurement, it would make sense that therefore there'd be less.
Okay.
So I could get behind that.
But not a lot of women's riding, or?
Yeah, I know a few.
Because for me, I just know the wife of a friend of mine. My wife that just started learning now, finally. It took a while, but finally she started riding with me. I'm super, super happy. But yeah, I would love to see more women's riding, because obviously if we want that this becomes more mainstream, we need more persons jumping in. And obviously we need more women's riding electric unicycles, and this doesn't make this like a men's culture, because I think is a one of the best, if not the best way of commute that you have at the moment. My next question is, what is the next evolution on electric unicycles that you are expecting? What you would like to see, for example, if someone from InMotion and Kingsong is hearing us and they are developing, obviously these wheels, they are coming out around July. What you would like to say to them that you would like to see on the electric unicycles for the next generation?
Oh God, it's actually a really good post I saw the other day with a few good additions, but I don't know. I guess one thing that I have heard is other ways to visually see your speed.
Okay.
That could be cool.
Definitely. Something else?
I'm drawing a blank right now. Can I jump in later?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I have just one more question. So, guys, don't forget that we are doing a giveaway in a bit. Obviously, if you guys don't have a lot of questions, if I will not come with any other questions. In a bit, we'll have this live finished. But don't forget that during the live, we are going to do an entry for the Cheyenne long sleeves protections. So how this works. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been doing an entry per person. And next week, when we'll be talking with the wrong way, we are going to say who wins. So basically, in a certain moment, I'm going to ask who wants to win this. You can just write one time yes. If you write 2 times, you are disqualified. Okay, so just to make you aware, if you do that, that happens last live, 3 persons, they was disqualified. After that, what I'm going to do in a blank paper, okay, I'm going to write those names and with a different number in front of it. And kit.e.rides is going to tell me one of those numbers. And after I show to you guys, because last time I noticed that some persons was a bit like thinking that was dodgy the way that I was choosing the person, and it was not. Okay, so I was just going by the order of the names that was there. Okay, but to don't get anything wrong and everything knows that this is completely legit, we are going to do it this way. Okay. Talking about this question that I've done to Kitty, right? So just that we have also a bit more conversation. Things that I would love to see on the next generation. So recently also in a group I was saying that coming back to that conversation of the monster, we are reaching a point where there is a massive gap on the electric unicycles, in my opinion. That I love my electric unicycles to commute in Milton Keynes, but per example, I would love to have an electric unicycle to do long distance. And when I say long distance, I say about comfort. So the Monster has been comfortable, but I say something even better. So what I'm saying is a taller wheel, a better seat, a wheel that allows me to do maybe 180 miles, 200 miles. And if you think about it, it's coming the Veteran with 3,200 watt hours. So if that happens, obviously it's going completely to smash the Monster, at least in range. But I believe that is what is missing on the market. I think we need wheels to reach, let's say, 100 kilometers per hour. Obviously, for that, we need the suspension, like I said. And I think that is something that I would love to have on my gear. I'm trying. My dream is to have 8 wheels. So I'm working on it. But I want 4 wheels in the UK, 2 wheels in Portugal, 2 wheels in Italy. So when I go on holiday there, I have my wheels for me, for my wife. But things that I would like to see improve on the electric unicycles on another generation. And by the way, guys, I would love to hear on the chat which things do you like to see improve on the electric unicycles on the future. But one of them is definitely for me waterproof, that we just talked not a long time ago. The S18, I'm really curious how it will be to clean that wheel, because it's all open, so you're going to have dust going everywhere. And because you can put on beneath water, it's going to be difficult to clean. So I would love to see a wheel with a IP67, IP68. I think it will be something really, really cool. So when you arrive home after off-roading, you can just wash it all the wheel and that's it, and you are not thinking about water going on the inside. So that will be a very, very cool improvement. Something that I said on the groups of InMotion recently, the backlight that I saw on the video of the Kuji is really cool. And we can see that it's two lines, red lines. And I would love that, for example, on the middle of those lines, you could see like a orange line. So when you have like an inclination above like 30%, imagine that you could see an orange light just saying that you are curving on the right or on the left. I think it will be quite dope. So for me, visibility is really important. So for example, the Monster line or Gotway never been, besides the Nikola, never been really visible at night. And I would love more visibility. That is something that I always loved about the Kingsong 16X is the quantity of lights. And for example, even yours, the 18XL, you have so much light and you are so much more visible. Or even the V10F, you also have all those lights on the sides. So I think it's quite important because cars and everything, they are not expecting that we can ride so fast. My last question that I have here, and obviously if you want to talk about anything or making me a question, whatever, so we can continue with the live, but do you think that we are going to start seeing more women's riding electric unicycles in the near future, or you think that it will continue to be something that we are going to continue to see a lot of men doing it?
I think you'll see more. I think you will, as it becomes more mainstream, I guess you could say, because I think it's something that I've noticed that there's a lot of girls on one wheels, there's a lot of girls on e-boards, and I think that those are just more visible things. And as EUCs become more visible, you'll slowly have more too.
Yeah, I think many persons also, they go away from electric unicycles because how difficult it is to ride. I remember when I purchased my Z10, I started seeing the comments on AliExpress. By the way, don't buy any wheels if you are not buying from a distributor. Even from the brand, don't buy directly from an official distributor like E-Wheels, My E-Wheels, whatever. But I saw like guys commenting and putting like a negative comment about the electric unicycle because they said, I was not expecting that was difficult to ride. So they was expecting that they could just jump in and just ride. So that was the complaint about the using an electric unicycle. But I think having like, for example, like last week we had here the EUC school from Italy. It will be important that people could try more. They could like learn how to ride, because I think also many persons, they don't jump in because they are not sure if they are going to like, they are not sure if they are going to be able to ride. What is your thoughts about it?
I understand that. I mean, there's a learning curve. It took about 3 days for me to get it. And within that 3 days, I probably almost quit about 20 times. So, no, I can understand that.
It was not bad. Really, really good. It took me also 3 days. So basically, I went out 3 days for 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And slowly I learned. By the way, how you learn? Do you learn by yourself, or you, for example, your husband was grabbing you and helping you? How was your learning curve?
Oh, we tried a few different techniques. Okay. So we had a building next to us that was being built, so they had all the scaffolding up. Okay. So kind of did the thing where you grab it and like pull yourself along, and you slowly, do the thing where you crawl around the wall. Yeah. We tried the shopping cart method, and that helped a lot.
Never tried that.
I mean, I've never learned without it, so I can't say if it was more effective for me or with or without it, but I think it helped. And then also, but I think one of the reasons with that is the shopping cart, you can go faster than you can with just like pushing yourself against a wall. And because you're holding and constantly rolling for as long as you want, mm-hmm. It just gets you used to standing on it for a while at a decent speed.
Yeah, I never tried that method, but definitely I saw already a lot of videos about that. But I really don't agree with many methods that is being used.
Yeah.
And I show you, and I show to everyone. I have here a product that I need to do a review one day. But this helps to ride electric unicycles or to learn.
You don't have the training wheels, do you? Ah.
So what is this? So you have this patch here that you put on the inside. You have a bottle that you put a bit of salt and water. Okay. And what happens? You use this, obviously with that, like this. And after you connect to your phone, and this increase the brain waves, so you can increase up to 30% more. I couldn't believe that this works until a friend of mine was not able to ride electric unicycle. And I said, wait a moment, I have a device that we are going to try with you. I give him this. I put him this 5 minutes. I'm not joking. 5 minutes later, he was riding, and we went until the lake that is 4 miles away from my house, and we came back, and he was riding like it was nothing. So 5 minutes, he was able to go alone. He trained for more 10 minutes. So 15 minutes later, and he was riding. I was like super impressed. If you guys want me to do the review of this, let me know. I'll show a little bit closer. There are here people saying that they use ski poles. Do you heard about this method?
I have. I didn't use that one, but I've heard. I could see how it helped. Really, what finally got me to the point where I was rolling on my own was just having someone walk with me. Thane walked with me and, well, eventually run with me. I felt so bad for that because he was just running down the street, me holding him, and then just, lighter and lighter touches until,
is what I normally recommend when I'm teaching someone is that your hands are grabbing your trousers, so you don't move anywhere. So you are just trying to maintain your body completely straight, because in the moment that you open one of the arms is when you start curving around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see. You know that device that you just showed, the brain one? I'm curious as if it would work for learning how to go backwards. Because that's something I'm learning to do right now. Well,
Me too. I never thought to try to use myself. Maybe I will try to see if it works. I'm already able to go a bit going backwards, but not a lot of time. It's really hard. It's really like not natural, if it makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, it's very unnatural. It is
hard, but it's really helpful if you can. For example, if you are just stop and waiting to go in front, and like you have a red light or whatever, it's really cool to be able to maintain where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, any questions that you have for kit.e.rides? Because I would love to. You guys today, you are really shy. I don't know if it's because we have a woman in the house, but you guys today are really shy. You normally are much more active on the chat room.
I'll jump in with another thing that I would add to the EUC. I've been actually thinking of those for a while. A kickstand.
A kickstand. You're going to have the kickstand on the V11 you have on the back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you will be able, if you look to the back of the wheel, you have like a metal part that you can just drop down. People is asking for something that I was expecting. Can we see your helmet? Your helmets. Yeah. You have more than one, yeah?
Yeah, I have a few, but yeah, I mean, it looks pretty much the same. This is it right now. I need to do some maintenance on it, but that's what we're dealing with.
The red lines are LEDs or?
Yeah, these are just ELs.
Okay.
So the electroluminescent essence
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but yeah. So
And how you've done that? You purchase like that, or you customize yourself?
no, I did it myself.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about making a video showing it. If people are interested, I might do that in a few weeks. So
that will be really cool to see. I will be very, very curious to check it.
I'm being handed more helmets right now. So here's
Wow,
yeah, that's
that's
that
so
one.
cool.
And then the steel bird, which might be going bye-bye soon, but we'll see.
Okay, but that
So
one you don't have any customization on that one.
no.
No, just
No.
these two. And between the two, which one do you like the most?
Oh, this is not wearable for riding
Why?
at all. Oh, okay. I should say that it is, but it's
Yeah.
very impractical. First of all, the Vidaser doesn't come up because of the poor
Oh yeah,
placement,
obviously
for one,
makes sense.
and two, there's a massive amount of drag.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And here, Jolene Wilson is asking also gear, what you normally use. Do you use any kind of protections, for example? Very, very good question. Thank you very much.
Okay, so knees, gloves, wrists, elbows. And I
Okay.
also have a chest plate, but I haven't worn that a lot. But that is something that I have. Also the jackets with the armor built in.
Okay.
So
I definitely recommend everyone to use a protection for your coccyx, because when you hit, and I hit in January last year, I still have pain. So it passed more than 1 year already, almost 1 year and a half, and I'm still recovering. So it was a massive accident that I had the 13th of January, I believe. So definitely something good. So before we finish the live, if there is no much more questions, I'm just going to show a little bit better what is the giveaway about. So like you can see, this is not cheap at all. So this brand is quite expensive, but they are amazing, I have to say. So I have almost all their collection. So Xion Gear Protection, first of all, thank you very much for Xion, because this is just possible because they are offering to you guys. So we work really closely to bring you that. If you want to purchase their products that I told you guys I've done when I've done the full the range test of the Z10 after 3,000 kilometers. Let me just change this. I test it out and I use it for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And man, it's amazing. You don't feel on your body. It's very, very comfortable. I was not using this. There is another one that is even more. You have like chest protection, you have back protection. So it's much more heavy. But this one, you have something that I love if you don't want to have a lot of gear. So you have 3DO on your shoulder, 3DO a little bit lower, 3DO on your elbows, and 3DO in this part of your arm. And it's super, super comfortable. So guys, if you want to win one of these, so like I said, today is an entry for the final. You have to write down yes now, okay? And don't put twice, otherwise you are disqualified. So I want you to see some yeses there. So I write down on the paper. And after kit.e.rides is going to choose one of the numbers, and I show to you guys during this moment. So I really want to see who is the next person that reached the final. And if you obviously have any questions to kit.e.rides, feel free. But if you want to win this, please write down yes, and I'll be able to. Devastato is asking, Kitty, you look so beautiful. Where are you from?
thank you. I'm in Louisiana right now. So
And your origins, where are your origins from?
China. So yeah.
We have already here a few yeses. I'm just waiting to see if there is more entries. So just to be fair, in the meantime, I start writing them down. If you have any other questions, feel free. this is taking me longer like this, but because people was not believing that I was being fair. Now, from now on, I do in this way only if it's getting like crazy, and if we had here 100 persons writing yes, I will not be able to do it, obviously, in this way. But so in that way, it's impossible that me or kit.e.rides is trying to give this to someone that we know, because obviously I know majority of you guys, so that's why I don't let I don't choose for it. I always let my guests choosing. Okay, it's completely random. Okay, and we have here another question before obviously we choose the winner. Donald Romano. Oh, my friend, I see a lot of videos of you. I believe that you are from Italy. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I believe that you are from Italy and you are singing and stuff like that. I believe you are on my Facebook, but not sure, and you ride electric skateboards, or at least you seems that guy by the photo. But his question from Donald Romano is, Kitty, any falls as yet?
Oh, yes. I mean, everyone falls at some point. If you do something long enough, it's gonna happen. So, yes, I have.
And you had the very bad ones, or?
Yeah, nothing sent me to the hospital yet. So I count that as if you don't go to the hospital, it's not that bad.
And do you damage your wheels when you fall, or not so much?
Nah, just some scrapes, but that's replace the shell and it's fine. So
okay, I have another question. Do you use, or do you like power pads and Kuji pads, or you prefer to don't use any?
Oh, power pads have been something on my list to make for about a year now. I never got around to it, so I finally bought some. They're going to be here in a few weeks, and we shall see.
I'm thinking to do a video about that and why you should not use power pads or Kuji pads.
Really?
I'm thinking to do a video because just really quick, guys that follows me on Facebook, they know what is happening with my Kingsong 16X. So what is happening is the shells, they are all in plastic. So the inner shell where you have the batteries and everything, they are all in plastic. So all the body is connected to the axis of the wheel by an inner shell in plastic. And what happened is, for example, on the Kingsong, and they use this design for a while, you have 4 screws on the bottom and 1 on the center. That has been a good design. At least, for example, Gotway always had problems on the axis. They get quite loose. But what happened is, if you have the power pads, imagine that you have the shell here and you are going in front in this direction. You are doing pressure like this on the shell. So you are going to put pressure on the screws that you have on the bottom. And it's been a big problem of the Kingsong 16X. They have reinforced, but not really, for my experience. So I think the power pads, they can put more pressure. People that sits using electric unicycles, also they put pressure on the inner shell. So also I don't think that is a very good idea to sit, at least in the shells like we have. And Kuji pads, I think, is the worst, because obviously you are jumping and pushing up all the wheel on those 5 screws. So I'm thinking to do a video about that, because I think it could be interesting. And I have already tried power pads and Kuji pads, and for me at least, I felt that I was feeling in prison, if it makes sense, because I couldn't really move my legs where I wanted, because I'm always changing the position of my legs depending on what I'm doing. Maybe because before I started using electric unicycles, I was using electric skateboards. So I don't know if because of the way that I like to ride is different, and I didn't felt that it was really an advantage. So We are going to choose the person that passed for the final. You don't win this. You get an entry for the final. I don't think that none of the persons that are here, no, because the other person is Guillermo Navarro, if my memory is correct, and the other one is NYC EUC. So that is the two persons that are on the final. But anyway, the rules are very simple. Today, we are going to choose the third person that goes to the final. If for any reason we arrive in the final and someone have two entries, we are going to eliminate before we decide which person wins. But that person that have two entries will not be able to be eliminated. So it passes one step further to the final. So we have 9 persons that they have participated. I need one number from 1 to 9, Kitty.
7.
7. So who passed to the final? And I have to write all the name because it's quite long. Dun, 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 dun. And obviously you need to be there and saying, I'm here. Otherwise I choose another person. But the person that passed through the next step, and you can see 7, Joe Flo Ambient Shop. Are you there, my friend? Let's see if Joe Flo Ambient Shop is there. Obviously, I'm not on YouTube. I'm seeing on the StreamYard, so it takes a little bit longer to arrive here. Devastato is saying, I hope you are not driving same NYC people. Yeah, she was riding with them.
I love them.
Yeah, I'm sure. It seems a very cool group of persons. It's a big community. Crazy people, but a big community. There is a big debate about. There are many persons that complains about the EUC community in United States because they said that is not good how they ride on the United States. But for example, EVX, we talk already about that. He says that definitely to be safe in New York, you need to ride like crazy. You need to ride quite fast. What is your opinion about that, by the way?
I mean, I think that you need to go, with the flow of traffic. And I think that if the traffic is going faster, then you should too.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why, for example, I like to ride fast. I ride at almost 50 kilometers per hour. But yeah, I agree that I would love to have more speed if I need. So if something is happening and I see, if I had that extra speed that you have in a Gotway, I'll be able to go away from that issue. But yeah, Joe Flo Ambient Shop, he said he's here. So man, you passed to the final. So next Friday we'll have the final. Obviously, who passed to the final needs to be there. Otherwise, you will not be able to win anything. And obviously, if we are missing persons, I will try to pick more persons in the final with the EVX. Any other questions that you have for me or for kit.e.rides? Devastato is saying, no, please, respect red light.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I think people respect. It's just obviously they ride like very, very fast. At least all the videos that I saw in New York, people, when they see a red light, they stop.
Oh, well,
at least what I saw until now, obviously.
I mean, yeah.
You can comment.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, there's a reason why I don't post ride footage. That's what I'm gonna say. There are reasons.
No, I saw already. I saw already stuff that I don't agree, like going in the tunnels really fast, and there are some crashes and
Cutout tunnel.
Yeah. So those things, yes, I don't agree because obviously that can harm the community, not just in New York, because obviously if you put online, everyone can see that. But I never saw passing, at least all the videos that I've seen, I never saw nobody pass red lights. The videos that I see that I don't agree, normally they are not from YouTubers. They are always from persons that don't have like a presence online. And after they go on the groups and they publish that, obviously I saw already, not just in electric unicycles, but in electric skateboards, etc., going in the highways with skateboards or electric unicycle doesn't make any sense. But is what it is. We can't control every single person. Like I normally say, is I hope at least I'm those guys that are always complaining if I see someone without a helmet. Are you the same or not so much?
Well, I don't know. I'm a big believer in like free will and stuff. So if you want to ride without a helmet, that's not really my business. I mean, I don't know. I think that something that was brought up to me the other day is that one way to really decrease the size of your community is to start making it super regulated and putting rules on people. And it's not the most welcoming place to be necessarily if you have someone like, oh, you need to do this and need to do that. And that's...
Yeah, I understand. But for example, when we talk about laws, and we will have really soon an episode in June, after the episode that we are going to have on the channel with Liam from InMotion. So if you definitely want to know a little bit more about the V11 before it comes out, the best moment will be when we'll have Liam on the channel, because you can ask him what is really coming, if it's coming the 55 kilometers per hour on the V11 and all those stuff, speakers, stuff that is being talked about it. But we are going to have an episode that we are going to talk about the laws. I agree with you, but in the same time, I disagree in a certain way. So just giving you, or for everyone that is seeing, last year we had a lot of deaths in the summer here in the UK. So just in 1 week, we have 3 deaths. So we have one kid with 14 years old that crashed against a bus stop. We had a famous YouTuber that crashed against a lorry. And we have another guy around 30s that died also. So this was all in 1 week time, 1 week to 2 weeks time. So that hits really, really badly the community here in the UK. So if you go to London, after that, I remember I went to meet Hafez because of my King Song 16X that was damaged. And there was and continue to be damages on my toilet, all disassembled. But yeah, I went there to ride with him, and he said, "Oh, we can't turn right or left. We have to turn right, because if we go on the left, we go to the center, and many of us, we have already lose our wheels, and we took a fine of £300 and 6 points on our driving license." So since then, here in the UK, became quite difficult. I have to say that now with the laws that comes out, or what they are trying is they are ignoring all the PEVs, and they are just considering electric scooters. They want to legislate at 12.5 miles per hour. That is ridiculous. It's really slow. They didn't have put any regulations to use a helmet. That is, once again, is even more ridiculous. So yeah, things here for us, it's not been easy, and they are going to be worse if things goes in that direction. But I will prefer that we have some regulations that will protect people, like using a helmet. I think it should be something that you have to do it. If you are riding a PV, you need to use a helmet. And yeah, obviously a limit that they want to put 12.5 miles per hour is stupid, because you go so slow compared to a car that the car don't have time to see you. So if you go faster and you go more or less in the pace of a car, you have more time to be seen, if it makes sense.
Yeah, having that extra speed is always a good thing, and it's important to be able to have it in an emergency situation. Definitely.
Yeah, I had already a situation with the King Song 16X that having that extra torque to allow me to just move away from a problem is always been quite nice to have. So definitely something that I really, really enjoy. Guys, any other questions for me or for kit.e.rides? Otherwise, we'll give this session for finish for today. And guys, if you want to purchase the Xion protective gear, you have the discount code passing on beneath. And if it's your first time here, subscribe. Also, kit.e.rides, she starts her channel, so definitely go and give a a quick look there. It's quite nice. I really enjoy it. I was seeing with my wife, and we was laughing. It was really funny. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what I'm going direction-wise, but I have a little bit of a roadmap, but we'll see. I don't know.
Like it's been this channel is I like to go with the flow. and you learn in the way. When I started doing this, I never done a video in my life. I never edited a video in my life. So I think we all learn doing the things. So you get better and better doing. So the best way to put yourself is to expose yourself, and I'm sure that you are going to make more and better videos every single week.
Maybe.
Are you thinking to do a video per week or?
That's the plan right now. Last week I made this amazing, super stupendous plan that I was going to do it twice a week and then build it. No, we're doing once a week.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I'm doing 3 times a week now, and you need to really plan in advance. And obviously, I can't do this because I'm doing YouTube full time at the moment. So this is my only job. So yeah, guys. It seems that there is no more questions from the 16 persons they are seeing us. So I'm going to give this live a finish. We have been also online for 1 hour. Thank you very much to every single person that's been in the other side. Thank you very much, kit.e.rides, to be here talking with me. It was a pleasure. I hope to see more and more women riding electric unicycles, because that is really important that we pass a message and we make this mainstream stuff and not something that just few of us are able to do it. I really enjoy the fact that we look like aliens doing it, and everyone looks to us, and the kids like, "Wow, what's that?" But I would love to see more people riding. Here, Devastato is saying, "Kitty, you will have 1 million followers, I'm sure."
Aw, thank you. That's sweet.
Yeah. Devastato is a cool guy, and his daughter, so that is a woman. His daughter knows how to ride also electric unicycles, and he recently, I think he customized all the wheel with like in blue. I think it's a 9-bot that she have, a small 9-bot, if I'm right. But yeah, guys, thank you very much, and speak to you guys next week. Next week, like I said, Monday is coming a bomb about King Song. I'm not going to say anything more, so if you want, don't miss that video. But I think you are going to think twice before you order a King Song wheel. And besides that, Wednesday, I'm still deciding what is going to be the video, so I don't have nothing prepared to this Wednesday. And Friday, we are going to have EVX on the channel, so definitely jump in, because I think it's going to be a cool episode with him. So guys, thank you very much. Take care, drive safe,